Podcast number 1, man.
Welcome to Recovery Rockstars Uncut, uniting the recovery community with raw and real stories. Your host, Kevin Z, puts the light on people and brands that are rocking the recovery lifestyle.
So you want to be a rock superstar?
RecoveryRockstars.com. Now, here's Kevin.
Welcome to Recovery Rockstars Uncut, Episode 2. I am your host, Kevin Z. And you guys, I got to tell you, I couldn't be more excited for today. We got my boy Fooxie on. Fooxie, what is up, brother?
What's going on, world? What's up, Kevin?
What's crack-a-lackin'? So, you guys, real quick, I have to set the stage for how you and I met. What was it, roughly 3-4 weeks ago? I got this DM. By the way, I love when you guys send me DMs. I get this DM from I am Fooxie. I'm like, oh, this is interesting. I open the DM. There's this massive smile, dude, just staring me in this face. This guy's got this rad beard, just this massive beard and this huge smile. And on the lid of his hat, it says smile. So I got to tell you, that picture just made my day. It just made my day. You got a great smile, bro. I love that you shared it with your world. And in fact, you inspired me to create like this small campaign on Recovery Rockstars Instagram page to share your smile because, dude, a smile does brighten a day and a smile is infectious, especially yours, dude.
Thank you. I'm sure there's like tons of signs to back that up too.
Absolutely. So what's cool is you're right up the coast. You're in San Clemente. I got to ask you, how beautiful is it today here in Southern California?
Best climate in the world. I don't think I've seen a day above 90 degrees, nor have I seen a day below 45.
Yeah, it's been a beautiful day. I woke up in the best mood. I got to tell you, I didn't sleep real good last night. I was so excited to talk to you. So let's get into it. So Fooxie, man, you sent me your bio. I appreciate everything that you sent. It turns out you were born in Ukraine.
Right. 1985, when the Ukraine was still a part of the Soviet Union. So I was born a communist. I joke, but I was born. I was born when it was still part of the USSR, and in about '89, when like the Cold War was coming to an end, my family was like, we got to get the hell out of there because we were born in a smaller city called Odessa, not from an affluent family, so kind of in the slums. And my family's Jewish, so there's not many opportunities for being poor and Jewish. So we got the hell out of there. We went to Italy, went to Austria, and then finally America decided to take us in about 9 months into our travels.
Nice, man. And where'd you land when you got to America?
Los Angeles. Well, we landed in New York, how every other immigrant does. And most of my family stayed in Brooklyn, where all the Russians are, Brighton Beach.
Yeah. But
we came to Los Angeles, where a lot of the other Russians are.
Very nice, very nice.
Hollywood, California, to be exact.
And in Hollywood, you can get in serious trouble with drugs.
Oh, man. What's cool about Hollywood or Los Angeles in general is you lose yourself really quickly, but you can really find yourself because there's so many people that are like you that you will find yourself a little corner, but you get exposed to everything, man. Like growing up in Hollywood, I would see a Bentley and a bum on the same corner.
Crazy.
You know, a businessman and somebody who's just dead broke at the same coffee shop. So you just get exposed to so much shit that not much kind of staggers me anymore. Yeah.
So when you moved to LA, you started school. Tell me, when did you start drinking or using drugs?
12. So I'm sure I had some alcohol before I was 12, just kind of like in a social family setting. Growing up Russian, alcohol is not really, it's very approved of unless you're like that raging alcoholic. If you're not, it's pretty approved of. But the first time I actually tried drugs, I was in the 8th grade, Miss Savasova's geometry class, back row, and the cool kid in class, he had like Liberty Spikes, a skater kid. He just leaned over with this little nickel bag of some dirt bullshit and just asked me if I wanted to smoke. And
not in class, right?
I had no clue what it was. I just knew he was cool, and I was willing to do whatever to be cool. So we smoked that same day at our old elementary school. I knew him from way back. and he brought this M&M Minis container that he made into a little pipe, and I took 2 puffs, and I got 0 high, but I did get in trouble that first time I smoked, right off the bat. My parents caught me that night. So
how'd they catch you? Smell you?
A friend that was a part of that little circle, he got caught by his folks. His folks reached out to my folks, and yeah.
And so
that
good
stuff. There was no fun in the beginning. It was all fun and problems.
Yeah. Yeah. So do you remember what that feeling was like? So you said you didn't get high the first time,
No.
but you got caught the first time. But it didn't scare you enough to scare you away from drugs. What happened next? So you smoked that first time. Did you keep on hanging out with the cool kids and continue to smoke?
Absolutely. There was something pleasurable about doing something bad. And it's really hard to explain it. It's a really stupid idea, but it really exists when you get this rush from doing something bad. I wasn't so drawn to the feeling because I didn't even really get high, but I was drawn to the act of, I guess, kind of acting out.
Devious.
Misbehaving. Yeah. And as soon as that happened, I got closer with that crowd. In 8th grade, there was this, it was like a drug treatment class at our middle school because there was already some kids that were messing up. And I asked to be a part of it because I just wanted to be with those guys. I told one of my professors or one of my teachers, Miss Beauchamp, I was like, you know what? My parents caught me and I'm in a lot of trouble. I think I need help. So once a week, they would pull me out of English class and I would sit in a circle with these other, I guess, bad kids. And we would talk about our drug problems in the 8th grade.
Wow.
And it was just a shit show in that room. But
how many people were in that room? How many kids were in this circle?
About 5 to 8 kids.
Mm-hmm.
And some of them were already like going off the deep end. Some of them were like already like shooting up and snorting coke.
In 8th grade?
Oh, in 8th grade, easy.
Yeah, welcome to Hollywood, huh?
Yeah. And this is not like hearsay. I knew they did this. I seen them do this. So
wow, that's scary.
Yeah. I just wanted to be part of that circle. I don't know why.
Yeah, I think the little rebellion when you're young and 13 and naive and think you got the whole world ahead of you, you do want to be the cool kid. You want to rebel. You want to act out. I guess that's what society teaches us if you watch TV and look at social media and all that crap, right?
Right. My view of who was cool was so skewed.
So jaded, right? And the older you get, the more that you realize that people who are fulfilling their dreams and sober and going after it, that's who's cool.
Absolutely.
And that's why we're trying to create this movement, buddy, that you're a part of.
Right.
So take me through. So 8th grade, smoking weed, sitting in circles, and then you hit high school.
Yeah, so in high school, I developed some sort of like identity already. I was that Russian weed smoking nerd, hip hop. Because I was gifted academically. Like school was never too challenging for me, at least to get grades. But I was also like really into rap music and hip hop culture. And high school just kind of took off from there because people were already associating me to smoking pot. So they would come to me like, where do I get this? Where do I get that? So I just direct them to that person. So by all of those interactions, I just dove deeper into the lifestyle of using, abusing, peddling. Everything kind of just revolved around the lifestyle of, I guess, drugs and alcohol in the most simplest form. So
when you're going through this in high school, did you ever once feel like things were getting out of hand, that you were addicted, or you just, again, at that age, do you even have those thoughts that come across?
I never felt like I was addicted, nor did I really think I had a real bad problem with the lifestyle consuming me, because I wasn't able to step out of it and take a look. I was just living life, you know. In hindsight, right, I was definitely going down that rabbit hole. But in that moment, it was just normal life because everybody else was doing it.
Because everybody else is doing it.
Yeah, I just did it like maybe 5, 10, 20, 30% more than they did, but I was still in the same category.
And through your high school years, I mean, what about your parents? Did they know you were doing drugs? Did you guys have these conversations?
They must have, because, I mean, you could only do it so many times and cover the smell so many times before you mess up here or there. They didn't really know how deep I was into the culture until senior year where I got caught. My school had a really bad drug problem, and I was a key component of that problem. I had entrepreneurial ambitions from a young age.
Gotcha.
And I got popped for it.
So wait, real quick, for those who are listening, you were a dealer.
Let's see. Yeah, I helped people find what they needed to find.
Gotcha.
And I got in trouble for that, and my world was blown up after that.
What were the drugs? And I know it's so different from back then to what's circling in high schools now, but was it, weed? Was it coke?
Was it so simple back then? Like, and back then isn't like 40 years ago. I'm 32.
Right.
And this was 2002, 2001 to 2003, kind of what we're talking about now. So I was 16, 17, and it was pretty simple. Like, weed didn't really have that many names. It was basically, are you smoking stress or are you smoking chronic? That's it. There was no other variations. And then some people were already like dabbling with the mushrooms, and then pills still weren't a big thing. So, I mean, I got popped with Vicodin that time, but it wasn't like 30 different pain medicines that you can peddle, or all these different benzos. It was just pain pills. Morphine was kind of big at my school. It was so easy and so simple to understand what was going around. Not like bath salts and all these like chemical formula names for drugs nowadays.
It's scary. It is really scary what's going on through these high schools right now.
I would have killed myself if I was like 12 years old right now.
Yeah. So, you said you were a good student. So even through, all the drug-induced days at high school, you were still getting good grades and functioning.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
And then after you graduated from high school, where did you go?
So in senior year, I sent out all of my college applications. And a month after I sent out all those applications, I got kicked out of high school. So I for sure thought my, current academic potential was kind of shot, because I thought I was going to go to jail and everything, because I got caught with some major, charges for a 17-year-old. And so I just sent all the schools I applied to a letter kind of explaining my situation. I gave them the surface story. I didn't lie, but it was a surface story. Mm-hmm. And, I still got accepted everywhere. And so so I got into UCLA right away from high school. So I went into UCLA on probation, like legal probation. So my first 2 semesters at UCLA, I had good grades again because I was kind of drug-free, just really focused on school. I had a 7 p.m. legal curfew, no driver's license. I was taken away. I was allowed to drive to school and back. That's it.
Wow.
So no partying, but that was UCLA for the first 2 semesters.
And then what happened after the first 2 semesters?
I picked up right where I left off, my bro. I got off probation, and I still remember that night. I bought a dub sack. I bought some fresh zigzags, a lighter, some clear eyes. I got a ticket to the House of Blues down the street here on Sunset to see. It was Talib Kweli.
I've seen him. He's awesome. Yeah, Gangstar.
And I think Pharaoh Monch. Oh no! That was a different show. It was Common's Electric Circus album tour with nope. I take that back. It was actually I'm a huge hip hop head, so I've been to so many at that venue. It was Kanye West when he had the College Dropout album and Dilated Peoples, one of my favorite groups. They were performing, so I bought a ticket, smoked